Namita Barthwal, and uh, as per the post or as per the agreed upon topic, we are going to discuss about the recently concluded elections in Pakistan. Uh, some important things related to that. The basic bottom line is to understand what actually transpired from 8th of the Feb until to this day, as we speak. The first thing is that I would love to welcome the guest on the podcast for the first time. Namita, welcome to the State of Affairs podcast.
Thank you so much. Um,
Uh, it has been long enough once I dropped you the invitation, although it was a book discussion initially. But then, with the passage of time, there got many things involved in it, and finally, we are here with the podcast, talking and discussing about Pakistan's elections. So, draw us firstly an overview of what actually happened on February 8th. After that, we'll start a discussion on the various aspects of it.
yeah. So on 8th of February 2024, Pakistan had their 12th general elections. Um, it was expected that a strong majority government will form, though there were some scholars and there were some experts who were predicting that Pakistan will come out with what has happened right now, where there is no clear cut majority in the country. So, if you look at the voters' turnout in this 12th general election, it is much lesser than what was in 2018. In 2024, it is 47.6%, whereas in 2018, it was 52.1%. So, there are reasons which are given for this. Low voter turnout. One is the harsh winters in the country, in many parts of the country, and there was another reason like fear of violence and terror attacks, which happened around the elections, and there were also uncertainty vis-a-vis the election process. Um, so, if you look at the voters' turnout in the country, it has declined in all the provinces, be it Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Punjab, Sindh, Islamabad, Balochistan. If I give you numbers, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, for example, in 2018 it was 44%. Now it is 39.5%. Similarly, in Punjab, it was 56. It was 56.8%. Now it is 51.6%. Similarly, in Sindh also it is declined from 47.2% to 43.7%. The only positive trend in this election is the women voter turnout, which is quite not that significantly, but little higher than what it was in 2018. Now, in this election, there were total 266 contested uh, seats, and out of which one 34 seats were required to form a majority government. But if you look at the election results, there is no party has come closer to this number. So the majority of votes have gone to majority of seats have gone to PTI backed independent candidates, followed by ML, MLM Nawaz's party, which got the largest seat share in this election. They got 75 seats, followed by PPP, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's party. They got 54 seats, and then it is MQM, which got 17 seats. So the election results are quite unclear. There's so therefore there's no party who can form a majority government. So it is expected that there will be a coalition government uh, in the parliament. But also the PTI backed independent candidates, they have accused the caretaker government of for rigging the elections, and they have called for mass protest in Islamabad in the upcoming days. And in their white paper, they have mentioned that around 85 seats, they were supposed to win around 85 seats, which are stolen from them and given to other parties. Uh, so in the upcoming days, we will see more political chaos in the country. Amidst this, there will be several meetings of to form the coalition government, and there are chances that this government is not going to run longer because of the political tensions in the country.
Whatever the details you have put in, we'll go back to the very basic question about the elections, because most of the analysts from this side of the border, from India, I mean, the analysts from different think tanks, the analysts from different organizations, different universities, and even the analysts from across the world who are looking at the region closely, they didn't actually predict this much of this much of development in Pakistan when it comes to elections. The thing started right from 2022 or 2023, when PTI's government, Imran Khan, was actually dethroned from the prime minister's office. After that, the allegations started, or that USA has a role to play, because it was a time when actually there was a war that broke out between Ukraine and Russia. And apart from that, also the internal dynamics of the Pakistani state, where the army has handholding on many things, and on a state, and an analyst rightly put it that in India, a state has an army, but in Pakistan, army has a state. Why do you see from that very genesis this sort of allegations, counter allegations, even when the elections were announced? Uh, uh, the establishment, what they call, or the army, that normally they didn't allow PTI to mobilize the voters, didn't allow PTI to contest it on the equal terms, as along with the other political parties or political outfits. So why do you see the genesis of this, as was the US role in actually changing the regime in Pakistan? How much does it hold the ground? And even in the elections, why do you see this thing actually mixing up with the results that we have seen?
Yeah. So, very interesting question. This is very much related to the geopolitics of that region, which has now become more aggressive by this Israel Hamas conflict, and there's more to it, more in related to the geopolitics than related to Pakistan's polity, in which America is interested. So, America right now just want a stable government in the in Pakistan, which I think is right now is not possible because there is no clear cut majority. Whereas Pakistan army, they tried to make a stable government with Nawaz Sharif. They call him back to the country. And they assured they took several measures to keep PTI out of the elections. They they put Imran Khan behind the bars, and they even not allowed PTI to contest elections, and even removed their party symbol bat in the last in the election um, process was just going to start, and they tried everything from whatever they could, but ultimately it was the voters who, like, if you read the last 2-3 years of Imran Khan in the country, the people were in his support, and largely the middle class of the country, they were supporting Imran Khan. And it was so the election results, they also tell the story of army, how unpopular it has become in the country. People, despite PTI not fighting the election, all the independent candidates who were supported by PTI, by Imran Khan, and Imran Khan was sitting in jail, and there's a whole new, like what we say, Gen Z. First time voters in the country, they were organizing AI generated content for Imran Khan, and many of his speeches were AI generated, and they use several tools, interesting tools, to fight election, the independent candidates. And the result is here. They brought Nawaz Sharif. They thought he will have stronghold at least in Punjab, but if you look at the results of Punjab, in Punjab also PTI independent candidates won half of the seats. So their entire plan to bring back Nawaz Sharif completely failed. They thought that he's a popular leader, but it didn't come out like that. And right now, even if in all this scenario, even if army didn't get what they want, so this is even beneficial for them, because they never want a stable government in the center. They want coalition government which they can control. So they will the ultimate aim for them is to maintain their power share in the polity. That this is what they want. So anyway, they are, if it is a win-win situation for them. uh, what right now is they are expecting from the government is to fall in line. Don't act like Imran Khan. But if you look at 2018 election, this situation was opposite. Nawaz Sharif was at the target and Imran Khan was the hero of the army. They did everything they could uh, to uh, to establish Imran Khan into the power. But when he was in the power, things got awry between them, between the army and Imran Khan, and then they tried to discipline him. And then May 9 riots happened in the country, uh, which really like bothered the army, and then they went totally against Imran Khan, and they started uh, using every instrument they could to discipline him. Like they imposed so many charges against him. Be it he sentenced in so many cases, like Toshkhana case, Cipher case, and adultery case. So it's they tried everything, and even if the results is like a setback for them, it is still a win-win situation for them, because they don't want a stable government in Pakistan, because that will totally go against the power structure they have created for themselves.
But the thing is, Namita, the May 9th rights that you mentioned is that this is a country that where economy is stinking. This is a country
Hmm.
where socio-political fault lines and cleavages are so deep that it doesn't seem any which way in the near future that things will settle down, at least at the social and political level. Even if army wants a politically fragile coalition where it can have a hand holding more than it used to have, but the net result of what we are actually having at the hands is a country that's seriously on a downhill. See, democracy and Pakistan cannot coexist. It seems from the elections that they held. Uh, the level of interference of the army in the civil administration and in the politics of the country is so high that a prime minister is out of the office. Not a single prime minister has completed his tenure, or her tenure for that matter. So the basic fundamental will still remain that the economy that is seriously, I mean they are bankrupt any which way. But then if this continues, if this political instability continues, what do you see? The anger against the army and the anger against the establishment, because there is a popular face Imran Khan, and there is a party PTI that's much popular than others. How is this equation going to settle, or this equation going to play out in the near future?
So right now, Pakistan is under multiple crises. That's why the army, what army is looking at, a government to take charge of the role, and to ensure economic stability in the country, because economically the country is on decline, on sharp decline. So they want a government to take the charge. Uh, si- uh, but at the same time, they don't want a similar situation which Imran Khan created in the country, which is he aggravated the anti-army narrative in the country. So they also don't want that. That's why they are looking for Nawaz Sharif's government. They were looking for Nawaz Sharif's government, but uh, what I know, and what so many political analysts are saying, that Nawaz Sharif will not going to be the prime minister of their country. It will be his younger brother, former prime minister Shehbaz Sharif, who is going to take the charge. Along with that, there will be he will be supported by five other parties, including PPP, which will not be the part of the government, but they will support the government both in Punjab and in the National Assembly. So basically, what they were looking for is somebody to take charge of uh, economy, or somebody to take charge of the economy of the country. And in that also, they were looking for a good face, so they can do they can reinitiate trade relations with India. And there are several problems right Pakistan facing right now. So what they were looking for for Sharif is that India's relation with Sharif's government were generally good, but the problem is with this coalition government there is also PPP. PPP is also going to be part of it, and they are traditionally not seen as a good um, for maintaining good relations with India. So they're going to be they're going to be anti-India sentiments in this government. Also, it will be very hard for this coalition government, to form good relations with India. So it will be a little tough for the army also, like how this government is going to manage the economy of the country. Plus, um, now I feel Pakistan army has realized that they are quite unpopular because the uh, results were a setback for them. What they expected didn't come out, despite all the instruments they used against Imran Khan. The results came in favor of him. So what they will try to do this time is that they will step back. They will allow civilian leaders to form government in whatever way possible. They will allow them to do so, and they will take a back seat for a while, and they will, I think, introspect uh, why their image is in the country is declining, why people, despite so many instruments applied, still voted for Imran Khan, who is totally against the establishment. So it is a time
and
for them
and
to for introspection.
before they can introspect, that they never normally do, I mean, the army in the Pakistan, is that they have a three front situation at the foreign policy level. They have, from the Afghanistan side, the border is on the boil. With the Iran, they recently exchanged airstrikes. And on the Indian side, normally we have been quite vigilant about things and developments that are happening in Pakistan. But the thing still remains is that any government in the office having such foreign policy challenge and also having a domestic, electorate on the streets. Uh, to my understanding, these things may not transfer. They may not actually transform into a meaningful democratic results that we can see in the foreseeable future. But then there is also one more aspect to it, is that Pakistan's so-called all-weather friend China, it has made huge investments in Pakistan. Again, the one belt, the BRI initiative, the Belt and Road Initiative, also known as CPAC. I mean, the thing is that it has actually been halted long way back, because the army wanted the new government to actually re-engage with China on the BRI. But again, the amount the country like Pakistan is actually sandwiched between US and the China, and the choices they make internally and externally. What do you see? What are the implications for the China-Pakistan relationship?
Uh, with this election, yes. So if you go back, I think it is very important to highlight that it was Nawaz Sharif's third government when CPEC was introduced in the country, and he wanted all the projects, like major projects, to happen in Rawalpindi and in Punjab's in the area, because he thought that this will also reflect into his, like, in the results, in the upcoming result, but that didn't happen. Also, he wanted to resolve the electricity issue of the country. So therefore he invested in CPEC projects, which are about uh, which were in the energy sector, to ensure his victory in the 2018 election. But that didn't happen. So for China, having Nawaz Sharif's government back into the power was like, this is what I think they want, because when Imran Khan came into power, he showed skepticism on China's CPEC investments in the country. And though later on he toned down his all the allegations, but he his view of looking at CPEC was quite different, because he was initially not part of it. It was Nawaz Sharif's third time government which started the CPEC, and allowed China to invest in the country. So for China, this election is very important because they also want political stability in the country, because there's so many Chinese workers working in the country, and the Chinese government is scared about the the threats that these Chinese workers are facing in that country. So they definitely want political stability in the country. America also want political stability in the country, but the point is, if you look at Pakistan has become a client state. They are taking benefits of their geostrategic location for a very long time. I think since their independence, they are taking advantage of their geostrategic location. Earlier, they were with America. Then, post 2013, they are lying much more. They are now much more closer to China. But uh, if I go back and recall a statement given by Aisha Siddiqa in a conference, she said that Pakistan still think that it belongs to Western strategic culture. They still don't align themselves with China's strategic culture. They want to go with America because they think they are natural partners. And therefore, when Bajwa went to London, he offered Pakistan's role in the Indo-Pacific. But when the relations between India and America changed because of this pivot to Asia uh, policy of America, where they looked India as a pivot in the Indo-Pacific strategy, things changed between Pakistan and America. Also, with the civil nuclear deal they signed with India, and the similar deal when Pakistan asked them to sign, they refused. From then they started aligning more with China, uh, and this is why. But if you see their entire history, they associate themselves more with America than with China. It is the geopolitical pressure which led them to incline more towards China.
There doesn't seem to be any stability in the foreseeable future that I already mentioned. And as per your analysis, there are no still permutations and combinations happening on the political front, because only yesterday, one of the PMLN loyalists uh, changed actually his stand and actually exposed on the television interview that what happened with the Imran Khan government back 2 years back, and also the PTI workers along with other political outfits, they have been on protests yesterday, and many of them have been arrested for the rigging in the elections and the allegations thereof. And uh, see, the army that hasn't been able to actually settle with the political parties and allowing democracy to creep in and help the society to get better and help economy to take major reforms. But then again, Pakistan cannot afford to make radical reforms. No political dispensation can afford to initiate political reforms as Pakistan's economy needs at the time as we speak. And apart from that, the socio-political fault lines will still remain there. The ethnic clashes, the ethnic divisions, they are going to haunt the state system itself. Namita, you joined me on a podcast like this. So much thankful for that. I'll see you the other side with the book discussions. So this is all from the set of ideas for today. I'm signing off. Yeah,
I said thanks a lot, and it was a wonderful discussion. And I hope we'll continue having more discussions on
yeah,
Pakistan.
sure.
And there's so many things.
I'm expecting you on many much podcasts